Now, thank you so much guys for watching this video and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So when William Ruto was campaigning for his 2022 presidential bid, Ruto made a promise to Kenyans that he would eradicate the challenges and the problems that they are facing in his first 100 days in office. And that is why William Ruto's main agenda in the Kenya Kwanza Alliance was kazi ni kazi, pesa mfukoni. But right now as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, is that William Ruto is barely 5 months in office since he took over power officially as the president of the Republic of Kenya. But in my considered opinion, since I've been following him very, very closely, is that William Ruto has only laid out the foundation on how to solve these problems that Kenyans are facing. But a majority of Kenyans are still suffering out there. Kenyans are still suffering in terms of high cost of living. Majority of the people of the Republic of Kenya cannot afford even a simple meal on the table. And I was reading a certain article from the Kenya Maize Miller telling us that we should expect the prices of unga to still rise up, to still go higher and higher. When William Ruto, together with the Kenya Kwanza Alliance team, were campaigning, they promised the Kenyans that they will reduce the prices of unga from a Kenyan shillings of 230 to 70 Kenyan shillings. But right now, as we speak, the prices of unga are still at 120 Kenyan shillings, 110, 108, which is still expensive to the people of the Republic of Kenya. Majority of Kenyan youths are still suffering in terms of unemployment. William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza Alliance government did away completely with the Kazi Mtaani program, which was introduced by the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, during his previous Jubilee administration. William Ruto is yet to introduce the planting of trees program across the country, which he has a vision of planting a total of 5 billion trees across the country. And according to his considered opinion is that he will employ majority of youths to do to deal on that issue. Majority of Kenyans are still suffering in terms of insecurity. Like for example, what we are currently facing in Kainuk, whereby majority of people are being killed. Look at the situation in the larger parts of Baringo County and various parts of the country whereby people are being killed each and every single day. In terms of insecurity, also in terms of the terrorism here in Kenya, that is still a problem that William Ruto must eradicate completely. Kenyans are still suffering in terms of corruption, even though the corruption cases are minimal, but they still exist. And William Ruto must initiate plans on how to deal with those issues. But ladies and gentlemen, despite all of these challenges that majority of Kenyans are facing, is that the most shocking thing is that Kenyans still love William Samoei Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. And if elections were to be conducted today, majority of Kenyans will still vote for William Ruto. So in this video today, I just want us to talk about this issue. I just want to give you the reasons as to why Kenyans still love William Ruto and they will still vote for him again and again. But before that, just in case you are here for the first time, or maybe you are currently watching this video and you haven't subscribed, I'm just requesting you to kindly support me by subscribing, and also please don't forget to press the notification bell so that each and every time I upload a video here, YouTube will automatically send you the notification. And to my returning subscribers, to my loyal viewers who are currently watching this, I also want to appreciate you so much for your continued support. So feel very much welcome on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't take your support for granted. Now let us go straight into our critical analysis briefly, and I just want to try as much as possible to be very, very brief in this video. Now let us start with why William Ruto is being loved by Kenyans despite the challenges that they are facing. And first of all, let's talk about President William Ruto's immense effort on development. The truth of the matter is that even though majority of Kenyans are still suffering out there, President William Ruto has already laid out very, very long-term foundation on how to solve these issues, on how to eradicate poverty here in Kenya completely. And for example, let's talk about the high cost of living. The high cost of living is mainly caused by the weather changes. the weather condition. And William Ruto has already initiated plans and strategies on how to encourage farmers here in Kenya. Like, for example, introducing very, very cheap fertilizers so that Kenyan farmers can afford. Also introducing very, very cheap seeds and availability of those seeds. Also, William Ruto has already initiated strategies on the agricultural technology, like, for example, introducing the milk coolers across the country. And the reason as to why William Samoei Ruto is doing this to Kenyan farmers is because he wants them to increase on the production. When the production is increased, then automatically the cost of living will automatically reduce. So it's only a matter of time. We should be patient to William Ruto so that he can achieve all these development projects. Majority of Kenyans, especially and leaders, especially on the other side of the opposition, were complaining that William Ruto did away with subsidies. The main issue here is you cannot subsidize consumption, not unless you want to spend more, and the problem will still occur again and again. So you cannot subsidize consumption. That is a loss. Secondly, William Samoei Ruto's message of hope to the people of the Republic of Kenya. You know, majority of Kenyans are Christians, majority of Kenyans are believers, majority of Kenyans are Muslims. They believe in a supreme being. But William Ruto, when he calls out for national prayer breakfast, national prayer day, and give people hope, that is how majority of Kenyans are still surviving. Like, for example, me, I'm a believer and I'm a Christian, and I always trust in God. So when you give me hope, even though I have various challenges, like just like any other Kenyan, but when I see hope in the near future, then I will still be stronger. It will encourage me to still move on. So William Ruto's William Ruto involving the church in his administration is actually a good thing, because he's selling hope to the people of the Republic of Kenya. Majority of people will still question that issue. Majority of Kenyans, especially on the opposition side, will still oppose the national prayer day that William Ruto is currently conducting across the country. But in my considered opinion, if you still doubt God, then I don't know how to tell you. But in my considered opinion, selling hope to a person who is sick, selling hope to a person who is angry, selling hope to a person who is having various challenges, that is the best thing that you can do. Even if you don't have anything to offer to them, just sell them hope instead of you discouraging them, just encourage them. Thirdly, President William Samoei Ruto's life history. Early childhood. William Ruto represents a majority of Kenyans who are still living under the poverty line. William Ruto managed to get his first pair of shoes when he was 15 years, 15 years later in school. That is when William Ruto acquired his first pair of shoes. President William Ruto rising from a chicken seller all the way to becoming a president of the Republic of Kenya is really, really encouraging, and a majority of Kenyans would want to emulate his footsteps. That is why William Ruto is being loved. William Ruto managed to outsmart the dynasties, the Kenyatta's family, the Odinga's family, the Moi's family, and right now as we speak, their political career are very dimmed. We usually say that for you to become a president, for you to become a leader here in Kenya, then you must come from these families. And that is why Uhuru Kenyatta was very keen on supporting Raila Amolo Odinga, simply because it comes from a very rich family. I'm sorry for that, please, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just recording this video very early in the morning, so kindly bear with me on that. So William Ruto represents a majority of Kenyans, a hustler himself, rising from a chicken seller to becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya. And finally, William Samoei Ruto's knowledge. The truth of the matter is that you cannot compare William Samoei Ruto to somebody like Raila Odinga, to somebody like Uhuru Kenyatta. William Ruto is a great debater, and currently as we speak, William Ruto is in Ethiopia for a state function there, and I was looking at his interview with the CNN on how he was answering those questions. Very brilliant mind. So I think that is why majority of Kenyans love him because of his knowledge, because of his wisdom. He's a great debater. He has he talks about on articulated issues on how to solve problems. He is a problem solver and the rest. Thank you so much for watching my videos, ladies and gentlemen. That was my critical analysis for today. Otherwise, I don't have much to add on. Until next time, my name is Json.